going to learn about state modified, as well as the new, state old, and state unmodified selection, and what they do, right? So I've got a model here called foo, just one model. This is my project YAML file, not very interesting. So foo has been built, and we have locked in the state in this manifest file here in this target folder. So we are going to move this target folder into a folder called target O. So this state is stored over there. Now, what I can do is I can do let me run state modified, and then I can defer to my older state, right? So this is something dbt cloud does for you transparently. dbt is actually comparing the new state, which is in this target folder now, to the old state in this target O folder. This all happens transparently in dbt cloud, but in dbt core, we have to manage the state ourselves, right? So state modified says nothing to do, which makes sense because there is nothing to do, right? Now, if I modified foo, then what happens here is we actually pick up foo, right? When previously we did not. Okay, so I've modified foo and we rebuilt foo. Now, if I add a new model, I do state modified and compare again to the old state, foo and bar has built, right? Because foo is modified, bar is also modified because it is new. And so state modified picks both up. Now, what happens if I do state old? So state old says build anything that only exists in the old state, right? Anything that exists in the old state. So we can see that in the old state, what existed here is only the model foo, right? So foo existed in the old state. If you look at the new state, what do we have here? In the new state, we have foo and bar, right? So if we compare both of them, we see how old state has foo, new state has foo and bar, right? So I think if I go state new, no one will be surprised as to what will happen here. So when I say new, only bar is built, right? Because bar exists in the new state, but it doesn't exist in the old state. So that's what new is, right? So state modified means anything new and anything changed. This was changed, this is new. State modified does both, right? State new, so that's state modified, things that you expect. State new is simply whatever new model or new node that we have added to our project. Foo is the old model, so we only need to do bar. Now, if this were to be just as it was before in the old state, then we see that state modified will not pick this up. It will pick bar for sure. There you go. However, if it did state old, then guess what? We will be picking foo, because state old is simply, hey, did this model exist before? And here the answer is yes. Did bar exist before? The answer is no. So state new will not pick it up. Sorry, state old. But certainly state new will pick it up. So there's a bit of a recap as to what state modified, state old, and state new is. Oh, there's a final one actually. There's also state unmodified. Now, what is state unmodified? Is just anything that didn't change. Now, foo didn't change, right? Because we had a 1 here, and it was a 1 before in our production job. And we see it built as well, right? Because unmodified just means whatever that wasn't changed. And foo is the thing that wasn't changed. That's all. Thank you.